My name is Henry Abraham. I'm a guy who was born in Ghana.
Okay.
I lived in Ghana. I, at one point, was a teacher at Infantiman Girls Secondary School.
Oh.
Taught for 3 years. So, 2003, I left the country to join the British Army. Actually, I had an invitation from the British Army to come and join them.
You were invited?
Yes, because all my life, all I wanted to do was to be a soldier. I was born and
Why not a soldier for Ghana?
I tried to be a soldier for Ghana. I applied 3 times. The first time, because my father is a soldier.
Okay.
My senior brother is a soldier. My mom is a soldier. Everybody in my family is more or less a soldier. So I grew up in Sunyani Barracks, 3BN.
Okay.
And when I was growing, at one point, I think after my SSS school, I tried to join the army. My brother and myself, we all went. We all picked. But my father was then in Lebanon. But he came. My father was the education instructor for Sunyani Barracks.
I see.
And when he came, he said, no. You are too young to join the army now. So go to school. And then after your secondary education and everything, then you can come and join the army. So I did. When I went to GSTS, I joined the cadet.
You went to GSTS?
Yes, I went to GSTS.
I see.
GSTS
No wonder you are in the military.
Yeah, I went to GSTS. I joined the cadet. After that, I did my HND at Takrady Polytechnic. And there too, I joined the cadet. And I rose to become the cadet commander in that institution.
So this has been basically your life.
My life.
Military. Parent,
So,
yourself, your siblings, and all that.
yes.
But today you are not here to speak about the military. You are here to speak about John Mahama.
Yes.
Why?
Okay, let me tell you why.
Have you met the man before?
No.
Have you spoken to anyone close to him?
No, I don't even know him.
Have you always liked him? 2016, did you like him?
I didn't.
Okay.
I campaigned against him. I hated him like hell. Like I said,
2016, you campaigned against him. You hated the man.
I hated the man until I came to Ghana. And I started seeing glimpses of what he was doing. And I said, wow, maybe I was wrong. But you see, I was so convinced about what the MPP were saying. I was so convinced about what our news broadcasters were saying. I was so convinced about all the allegations leveled against him. And
so at the time you didn't like him, you weren't even in Ghana?
No.
Okay, so you were depending on the media.
On the media, on the news that we hear. Most of us have a lot of friends, and we used to go to work and we used to discuss.
How do you feel about that? Do you think the media misled you?
Yes, and that is what I'm angry about.
But at this point, you have come to Ghana. You have seen what it was about.
I won't say at this point. I after the 100 days of Nana Akufo-Addo in office, I started getting angry. Because he promised that, he said, the ministers that John Mahama had, which was 87, were too much.
Right.
And he came and in his first 100 days, he appointed 127 ministers.
And he gave us a reason. He said he's in a hurry.
That's not an excuse.
Right.
If you criticize something and you said it's wrong,
right.
Wrong is wrong. You don't come and tell me that just after 100 days in office, you appoint 127 ministers. You see, to me, it's not about a minister. It's about the package that they consume and the burden that they put on the ordinary Ghanaian, the taxpayer. So I was like, is this man for real? You see, if you tell me that if your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Exactly.
It means that you understand the fundamentals. You know what they are.
Right.
So when given the opportunity, you are going to drive those fundamentals down. But when you come in the next year or two, the economy, which was just running, the CD, which was just running at 4 cities,
right,
roses to 5, 6, 7 cities. I sit down and I'm like, what is this guy?
But their excuse is, before COVID, they were doing $1 to 6 Ghana cedis and over. So they are saying they were doing well before COVID.
Somebody was at 4 cities.
Right.
And you told me it's wrong. He's incompetent. He doesn't understand the fundamentals.
In 8 years.
In 8 years.
Right.
Okay.
They took it from 1 to 4.
To 4. And you said you don't understand the fundamentals.
Right.
And you came in
And in 7.5 years.
7.5 years, you've taken it to 16. You, who is the expert, who understand the fundamentals, who should know how to drive the economy down, who should know how to drive the city down. It tells me you don't have a clue. You don't know what you're talking about.
So if I am not mistaken, let me say this. Your interest in voting or campaigning for John Mahama is not because of what John Mahama has done, but the disappointment of the NPP government. Is that correct?
Two, yes. The disappointment is one. Two is his achievement that I've come to know. Okay, because now I've seen what he did with just 87 billion Ghana cedis that he borrowed. I've seen the projects. I can see them. I can feel them. I can touch them. Recently, when I came, I went into one. I was admitted there, and I was treated, and I came out of it. Okay, but I have seen this current government borrowed almost 630 billion Ghana cedis, and I can't see any signature project that can say, oh,
they speak about free SHS.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want even to go there.
You don't think people needed free SHS?
We needed it.
All right.
The Constitution
made room for it.
Made room for it. The Constitution said, if you go and read the article, article 35 or 21, I've forgotten the article, it says that we should have a free SHS, a progressive free SHS, whereby based on the infrastructure and the demand that we have. Okay, so Mahama, in his own wisdom, started the progressive free SHS. I live in England. I've lived in England for 21 years. I have 3 kids. They all go to school. None of them is in the boarding house.
Okay.
They go to school, and we drop them in the morning, and we pick them home. So, government is free. Government provide everything for them for their schooling. Okay, but because that they are not in the boarding house, it's not a burden on the government.
Okay.
Okay, right. That is the idea that John Mahama was trying to bring to Ghanaians. Let's have a lot of
infrastructure in
place. Let's have a lot of day schools around your community.
But why do you think Ghanaians didn't understand or see it?
You see, there was a problem, and I've come to realize the problem. The problem was that, one, the NDC made a mistake by not communicating to Ghanaians. That was their problem. The NDC, because, listen, I've gone around and I've asked questions, and people were saying, oh, yeah, we saw these buildings, but we didn't even know what they were for.
I see.
The E-blocks.
So you think that the lack of communication was the problem?
The lack of communication was the problem. You see, the MPP are good managers of communication. I don't want to be tribalistic, but you see, the Akan people can speak very well. They can explain their language very well. They can put their point across to convince you to believe. Meanwhile, they are propagandists. So they managed the stage very well. They were able to communicate their programs. They were able to communicate their propagandas very well. Okay, to the point that the NDC lacked that sort of communication. You see, there's now a slightly twist here. If you look at what about 4 people in the NDC now are doing, it's what is shutting all this propaganda down. And also, thank God to TikTok. I always tell the guys there,
TikTok is a powerful tool.
Thank God to social media. Now, whatever you say, people can fact check it.
Right.
People can
respond to it in real time.
And now you cannot just throw dust on the eyes of people. And that is what they did to us in 2016. They made us to believe also. Baumia held 16 lectures and made us to believe that he has the answers to our economy. They gave us 1 district, 1 factory. I was like, wow, that would be powerful. They gave us planting for food and jobs. I said, Jesus, that's 1 district, 1 dam, 1 district, $1 million. Ghana beyond aid. I listened to these things and I'm like, gee, this is going to transform Ghana into a 21st century economy.
So you believed it, like I did.
A
lot of people did.
I believed it. We all believed it. See the Naya Hatta. What? You see, the slogan is all sloganarian. And we believe we bought into the sloganarian.
I don't want to jump to conclusion, but looking at all that you have said, if you had to score them out of 10, what would you give them?
Oh, 2.
You give the MPP 2.
2. What have they done?
With their free SHS.
The free SHS. You see, this is one thing that even pains me a lot. Most policies, if anybody who's listening to me, go and fact check it. Most policies which has come here in Ghana was started by the NDC. MPP came in and they added onto it and they claim it's theirs. Even Baumia claiming digitalization was started by the NDC. We built the first digitalization infrastructure. We laid the fiber optics. The NDC did. The NDC started all this. He came in.
The NDC says it started the mobile phone interoperability. They said they started it. The MPP came to finish it, and now they claim it for themselves.
Oh yes, it's true. Listen, there is a document online. Okay, on the 26th of February, 2014, the ECOWAS Treaty went into Senegal and said that let us have a single biometric card.
Okay.
That will facilitate movement of the ECOWAS countries. Okay, to replace the travel document that they used to have. So you see, this was started in 2014, a biometric card. That is why what we call Ghana card now.
It came about.
If you look at on top of the Ghana card,
it's ECOWAS.
ECOWAS card. It doesn't say Ghana card.
But the MPP also says John Kufuor started something like that before it got to the turn of John Mahama.
Yes, and you see, government is progressive.
It's progressive.
So Kufuor started something like that. Mahama came in, Tamus came in, they added to it. What do you call it? Mahama came in, they added to it. They built a digital center, they laid the fiber optics. MPP have come in, they've added to it. Okay, so at least when you stand there and you are talking, give credit where credit is due.
Okay, I get your point.
But they don't.
So people who are watching today, if you have to convince, especially people in the central position of not being sure, in a dilemma of who to vote for, if you had to give them 3 reasons why they have to vote for John Dramani Mahama,
yeah,
what would those 3 reasons be?
Okay, one, let me just say this. You see, Ghana is at a crossroad now. This country needs to be reset. We've lost investor confidence. I know a lot of investors. I have a lot of investors. I know a lot of people who have got good plans for this country. They've got the cash. But they are saying that they will never come to this country to invest until this present government is out of power.
Oh, really?
Yes, I cannot.
But why have they left?
Some of them have left. Some of them are not coming because they see the corruption that is going on in this country.
But there is corruption in every government.
There is corruption in every government. You see, the level of corruption, even in the UK, there is corruption there.
Right.
Some of them are corrupt.
Right.
They are not saints there. But you see, when the corruption, the ratio of corruption is 90 to 10 or something like that, it's sickening.
So you think there is more corruption today?
Oh yes,
than 8 years ago.
Yes, we all see. You see, the scandals that has hit this government are not scandal that you can even hide it under the desk. The scandals are plain. I have known investors who have come to this country to invest, and they've been told you have to give 10% to this, 10% to this, and they sit out there. And
so those things are true?
They are true. Listen, they are 100% true. Okay, and it's sickening. It's so sickening that. So yeah, I'm not saying John Mahama and his NDC were saints.
But you think it's worse off today than in 8 years ago?
The NDC had corruption in their government. But you see, the difference is that the NDC, whatever they borrowed money for, whatever project they went and borrowed money for, the project was completed or was started or was done to a level. Okay, look at the project that Mahama did. But in this government, whatever they've gone to borrow money for, some of them have not even been started. Some of the money have been diverted here and there Today, look, we can't even play football in our own country.
That is a disaster.
And if you check, they said they've used $87 million to do renovations in the stadia, and we cannot play football with $87 million. You see what I've realized is that the average Ghanaian don't understand when they say a million.
That's a lot of money.
They don't understand it. No, you see, me and you, we
Right.
know what a million can do. So when I sit back and you said, I have used $43 million to drain the Odo River, I'm like, hell no.
Because you know the value of $1 million.
I know the value of $1 million.
The kind of equipment you can buy, the kind
Jesus
of
Christ.
people you can put to work, the businesses you can start.
Is it Mali or what? He used to play for AC Milan or something like that. It's a football player. He went to his country and with 23 million set up a factory that employ direct employment 700 people and indirect employment over 1,000. I remember the name and I'll tell the name. With $23 million.
Right.
So $48 million could have set up 2 of such factories in Ghana here. And you tell me that you've used that money to drain the Odo River, which is still not drained, everybody knows that it's not being drained. What is wrong with us?
But let's go back to the 3 things I'm asking
Yeah.
you. 3 reasons people should vote for John Mahama.
One.
What would they be?
Ghana, right now, we are at a crossroad, and we need somebody who understands the system, who understands how to reset this country.
You don't think we need a totally new person?
I do think we need a totally new person, but you see, right now, where we are, we need somebody that the investors can trust. We need somebody that the world can trust. Okay, somebody who have done it before. Somebody, because you see, I look at the economic indicators under John Dramani Mahama. They were not that bad.
Okay.
John Dramani Mahama, the only problem that hit him hard was the Dumso. And I think that they dragged their feet so long, thinking that just as it happened in Rorin's time, just as it happened in Kufuor's time, just as it happened at Tamo's time, it will solve itself. They were all waiting for the Akosombo Dam, the rain to come in and fill it up again, and the power will be restored. Or something. They pedaled their feet too long, and when finally he went and stood in Parliament and said, "I, John Dramani Mahama, under my government, there's been doing so, and I, John Dramani Mahama, will solve it." He solved it.
But he solved it too late.
Too late, okay, to the point that we had 800 megawatt excess power. What did the MPP did with that power? They sold it to Benin and Togo for $81 million. So whilst we're struggling doing so here, they are cashing in money from Benin and Togo. Go and check it. Fact check it, it's there.
Wow. So we are still waiting for the 3 reasons.
I've given you one.
Number 1 is
we need somebody with experience. We need somebody that
investors can trust.
Okay. Number 2, we need somebody who have developed this country to a level and understand how to develop a nation builder. And I think that from all the presidents, apart from Kwame Nkrumah, the person who have developed this nation to a certain level is John Dramani Mahama. And
apart from Kwame Nkrumah.
Apart from Kwame Nkrumah, yes.
So between John Mahama and John Kufuor, you think Mahama is better?
I wouldn't say Mahama is better. Okay, I know what John Kufuor did, but you see, under John Kufuor, he had investor confidence. He had a lot of grants. Most of the loan John Kufuor had a 70-30 grant. 70% being grant, 30% being loans.
Right.
So they had a lot of cash inflow.
Right. We went through the HIPIC program.
We went through the HIPIC program. A lot of cash inflow. We also had the devaluation the changing of the currency.
Right.
So all these were
the redenomination.
Very good. The programs that helped him a lot. Okay, so there were a lot of money in the system. Now, when he did that, businesses grew because now they can just take $40,000, which is $40,000, and
exactly,
and they can do business. So that was good. Okay, that was good. But you see, certain things also sometimes certain factors affect a lot of government. I understand that. The Western
when Kufuor was checking out, when he was leaving government, 1 Ghana cedis was $1.
It was $1, yes.
And from Kufuor, since he left, John Atta Mills, John Dramani Mahama took it from $1 to 1 Ghana cedis to $1 to 4 Ghana
To 4 Ghana cedis, yes.
And then Mahama Bawumia took it from 4 to now 16.
No, it's Akufo-Addo Bawumia.
Oh, sorry. Akufo-Addo Bawumia. Akufo-Addo Bawumia, sorry guys. Akufo-Addo Bawumia took it from 4 cedis to $1 to 16 Ghana cedis to $1.
Yes.
So what you are saying in a nutshell is the reason people should vote for John Dramani Mahama is, one, because he has investors' confidence.
Yeah.
Number 2, he is a nation builder.
Yeah.
Okay. That will be determined by our viewers.
Oh yes, I that is my view. So anybody can have a different opinion. I think that I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in power. Because of my work, we meet a lot of people, and I hear the chatter around. A third force, I have no confidence.
I want us to finish with this part and go to the third force.
Yeah, okay. But I think that everybody that I've met talks about John Dramani Mahama.
Everybody
that
including people who voted for the NPP.
Listen, some of them, yes. You see, we have 3 type of people, especially the youth. We have 3 type of people in Ghana here.
Okay,
and we have those who are ill-informed, because the fact is the Ghanaian populace are 80 to 90% political illiterate. Oh yes. Okay, we don't understand the policies that we are doing. We are ill-informed. Okay, and because of that, most parties or most people take advantage of the people. Okay, now if you come to the youth, we have those who are ill-informed. They don't know their left from their right. They don't know. All they care is that I belong to this party. I was born into this party. My father is in this party, so I belong to that party. He doesn't even understand the policies. He doesn't understand how, when whoever he's voting for will affect his life. Okay. Then we have those who are educated, who knows left from their right, but they are clothed themselves with party colors. They know that they know what is good, they know what is bad, but because of party, they cannot even change. They cannot even think. They don't think.
And we have a lot of people like that.
And then we have the well-educated who understands what is going on, but because of the benefits they are getting from such parties, they
it's
will
almost
come
impossible
and convince you and tell you all sort of things for you to. They want you because they know that when this party that he belongs to is not there, that is his doom.
Their source of livelihood is taken away.
So we have that group of people, okay? And I think that social media is doing a good job, but it's not gone down well. It's not gone down to the root very fast. Some of the youth are now understanding. I see a lot of people in the diaspora who have seen the difference, who have a reference point, okay? Because you see, if you've not traveled outside Ghana, if you've not lived Ghana, you have a different perspective.
Right.
The moment you travel outside Ghana, you have a different perspective because you have a reference point.
Exactly.
You see that,
greater things are being done elsewhere.
The way things are being done, the policies being set, that is working. The way things are, the government look after people and plan and look after your livelihood. Okay? So you sit down and you are like, why is this thing not happening in my country?
Right.
Let me give you an example. You see, under John Dramani Mahama, the daily wage of a Ghanaian, I think those who was about 9 cedis or 10 cedis, I'm 100% sure. And at that time, Kinky was 1 cedi.
Right.
So if you buy Kinky, and let's say Chinama or whatever it is, the fish. So let's say
you can buy 2 balls of Kinky for 2 Ghana cedis and buy fish for say 3 Ghana or 5 cedis.
Yeah.
And you are good to go.
You're good to go. And you have what? You have
4 Ghana cedis as reserve.
Today, Kinky is 5 cedis. Fish, the least you get is 10 cedis.
Right.
Okay. Now,
the minimum wage.
The minimum wage is 18 cedis.
Right.
So if you buy Kinky 2, 10 cedis, and if you buy fish, even 10 cedis, 20 cedis.
You have exceeded.
You are at a deficit of 2 cedis. So you see, today, Ghanaians are working themselves to debt. Your light bill has not come. Your water bill has not come. Your rent has not come in. You see, the good book says that lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Right.
And Ghanaians are perishing due to lack of knowledge. We are not looking into these things. You see, we have a lot of money. There's a lot that we can do in this country, but most of us, I think our thinking capacity we've lost it. We've lost the plot.
But I know there are a lot of issues with the NDC party.
Oh yes, I know.
It is not just about John Mahama, but the party itself.
Yes.
There are people. Let's talk about Galamsey, for instance.
Okay.
There are people in the NDC party who are only waiting for a change of government to go and take over what the NPP people are doing currently, which is destroying our rivers.
Okay.
There are NDC foot soldiers who are desperately waiting for a change of government, go and take over and also do exactly or even worse than what these guys are doing today.
Okay.
Look at John Mahama. How is he going to solve that issue when he becomes president? How is he going to deal with his own people?
2 ways. Now, just like I just said, lack of knowledge, my people perish. Okay?
Right.
Galamsey, when I heard that word, I was a small boy. But nobody who was doing Galamsey destroyed our water bodies.
Right.
Okay. So it's an old problem. Now, it has evolved to a point whereby, due to greediness, people have become careless.
Right.
Now, this present government have issued 1,503 concessions to people who are not, one, educated. They don't understand the mining industry, who are greedy, and all they care about is making money.
The Minerals Commission came out to respond to that issue. They said the licenses they were offered, those 1,305 people have received, are not to permit them to mine, but to prospect.
Right. If you give somebody a license, now what education has he got to go and prospect? That's the question one. Question two, who is monitoring that he's only doing prospecting and not mining?
Right.
Okay. Now, you see, if we have, let's say, free mining education in all the mining areas, and we educate the youth and we educate the people, the consequences of the chemical that they are using, the consequences of the pollution of the environment.
Right.
We educate them to understand that you make, let's say, 1 million cedis today, but tomorrow you will spend 3 million to heal yourself. Because I saw a Galamsey pit. I was watching one of the videos, and I saw women and kids and in dirty, muddy waters, which is full of chemicals, just to get 10 blade to go and sell and to make money to feed. And I don't blame them, because this government is starving them. Okay, but you see, if we educate these people and you tell that person, now listen, you are creating a sinkhole, the chemicals you are using will drain into the underground water bodies. And it doesn't matter where you live in Ghana. You may live in Accra thinking that, oh yeah, I'm drinking clean water. No. When these chemicals goes into this sinkhole, they go everywhere. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is that we give free, proper mining education to all the mining areas to teach them how to mine properly so that you don't destroy the water bodies. Because mining can be done without destroying the water bodies.
Right.
Mining is being done in Australia. Mining is being done in
all over the world without destroying the water bodies.
Very good. But why are we destroying our water bodies? Because it's lack of knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you will perish. So the first thing the NDC government will do is to put people into mining education. Before you get any concession, we understand that, one, you have the education.
But these guys who are desperately waiting, these guys, they don't care about your education. In fact, some of them, even if you give them that education, they'll still go and do the wrong thing. How do you police them?
I know. Listen, I know we are in Ghana, and policing is one of our biggest enemy. Monitoring is one of our biggest enemy in this country. Because who police the police?
Right.
And even when you send the police in, they go in there and they see the lucrativeness of the business, and they themselves jump into it and even offer people to do it for them.
Right.
So it's not going to be something that I'm going to say, sit down here and say, oh, it's going to be easy, we're going to do this. No. But you see, it's all about policies. You put the right policies in place, you can turn things around.
You think John Mahama has the right policies to put in place?
I can't sit down here and say, for that one, I have seen one or two policies they have said they're going to do.
There are videos of when he was in government 8 years ago where people within his party were busily doing galamsey.
Right.
And people are saying he wasn't able to shut them down then. What is the guarantee that he's going to shut them down now?
You see, this is one thing I know about the man, or one thing that I've studied about the man. Sometimes, if people within his own party are doing things that are not wrong, and he get the wings of it, he takes action. Now, maybe then the crisis have not gone to this level that is choking us. But right now, every Tom and Dick knows that this is not right. We need to stop this, because this is not an NDC problem or an MPP problem. This is a national problem.
Right.
And this will kill Ghanaians in numbers. And we would not even have the medical facilities to treat people. Okay? 19 people die because they didn't have dialysis.
Right.
Okay? And we couldn't even handle that. We had a Dunso at Temapo, and then kids who are in incubators died. We've not got to see the level of education that this country needs. It's just above. It's just.
But yet, you still put the confidence in John Mahama to resolve this issue.
The question is, whoever you bring, what, Baumia, John Dramani Mahama, Bediakon, Alan, these four guys, even what is his name?
Kofi Kranting,
who has got a very ingenious plan to shut down Galamsey and use AI and all those technology. Whoever you bring, it will take time to resolve this. We can stamp it with the army, stamp it with the police, but you see, when somebody is in the middle of the bush doing something and you don't have any eyes on
there is technology today
technology
to have
today.
eyes everywhere.
Yes, you can have eyes everywhere. Yes, technology today that you can do that. Okay, but you see, remember, this technology doesn't take a day to set up.
Right.
You need to set it up. You need to try it out.
Monitor the team to now follow up.
Okay, how many people in Ghana even understand such technology? You need to train people to do that. So it takes time to get there. Okay, so yes, we can put policies in place that will reduce it, stamp it out gradually. Okay, but we need to start from somewhere. We cannot just sit down.
I see.
We cannot just sit down. We need to start from somewhere.
Let's assume John Mahama won the elections on 7th. We announced it on 9th December 2024, and John Mahama is a winner. 7th January 2025, he's sworn in. If you had the ears of John Mahama, what would be the first things you say, John, deal with this, deal with that, do this? What would be the first things you expect of him to do immediately?
The first thing I would say John should do is to look at the economy and agriculture.
That is a good start.
The economy we need to move from import-dependent country to an export-dependent country. At the moment, if you look at our balance sheet, they say, oh yeah, we've exported this amount of, and we have, but that money is not even going to Ghanaians' pocket, because those doing the export are foreign companies. We've sat down for Chinese company to come to Ghana and plant cassava and export it to China, and they are making millions and millions of dollars at our back. And we are hungry.
So you would advise him to go into agriculture?
Agriculture. I have a research done, okay? I have a lot of things that since I came, or we've done so far, and since I came, we've tested them. I'll show you before I leave. We can use agriculture even to reduce the amount of diesel fuel that we import to this country. Most of our cars and plants that we use in this country can be run on biodiesel.
Can be run on biodiesel.
Can be run on biodiesel, and it's a cheap plant that we can plant, and in 152 days, it's ready. Don't worry, I'll show you. I don't want to put it in public space, but I'll show you before I leave here.
I see.
Okay, that we can gain.
Is it already tried, tested, done elsewhere?
Yes, and I came here, and me and my team, we've tried it, we've run it. We had a vehicle that ran from Cape Coast Green Hill to Atabazi and back
On that fuel?
on 1 gallon biodiesel.
What?
A sprinter.
So you poured it empty tank?
Empty tank. No, we even didn't connect it to the tank itself because we know that there will be some excess
Residue
fuel.
or something there.
So we connected the 1 gallon to the vehicle engine, closed in a gallon, fixed it, connected it, and ran from Cape Coast Green Hill to Atabazi and back on 1 gallon.
1 gallon of that biodiesel. And it was sufficient?
More than sufficient. Listen, the calculation we have is that...
Have you discussed this with any big man before?
I have, but I've not taken... Listen, I want this government out before I release these things. But it's not... This is just one of the projects. I've got about several projects. I've got several projects that can turn this country, its head upside down. Imagine we power our Aboazi thermal plant with biodiesel, which is cheap, which is produced in this country. Imagine we can now reduce every household the light bill. Every diesel-powered plant in this country can run on biodiesel, and we can reduce the bills that they pay.
And it's a plant?
And it's a plant.
And in how many days?
152 days. And you're not getting just the plant. You see, you can use...
Less than half a year.
Oh, 152. Just
like 4 months.
Okay.
4 or 5
and you
months.
can produce that, and the plant, the residue, the excess.
Can the plant grow in Ghana?
We do it in Ghana already.
Oh, the plant is already in Ghana.
We do it. I came to Ghana and bought it and then added the technology. You see, it's just a technology that you need to add. And I brought the tools and we added the technology and we tried it in Ghana. Actually, I brought a new generator, a brand new generator. Okay. In my house right now, and it's run on biodiesel now.
It doesn't give it any problems.
No. Yesterday I brought a tree chipping machine, and we've chipped a lot of wood. We've chipped bamboos. I'm looking into doing bamboo plywood, which is chipped bamboo, compressed into plywood that you can use for roofing sheet, you can use for tables and all these things. And because of the way the bamboo, the texture is, you see all the patterns that you make. You put lacquer on it and you polish it, and when you sit down there, it looks so beautiful.
I see.
And it's from a plant. Listen, cassava.
Right.
What we can gain from cassava, it will blow your mind.
We are told we can also get something from, is it fuel or something?
You can get biofuel from cassava. You can get ethanol from cassava. You can get there's a sucrose syrup.
The starch.
The starch is for medication. We can use it for medication. But you see, Ghanaians have stopped to think. That's our problem. You see, God didn't put the cassava here alone. You don't have cassava in England. The reason God put cassava here, he knows that if you research into your cassava and find out what you can do with your cassava and you do it, that is your money. That is our gold. We should now start to look into every single tree, every single product. You see, it pains me so much. I was a little boy when Malaysia came into Sunyani Tribune to learn how to plant palm kernel.
Today they are the biggest.
Today we import 2002 we imported $196 million of palm kernel from Malaysia. Today they use their palm kernel for palm oil,
For fuel?
For fuel, for cosmetics.
Right.
Okay. They use the pump,
For candies.
For candies. They use the candles, the adrenal,
Right.
for road making and all that. What do Ghana do with ours? Abenquine.
We haven't evolved.
You see,
we haven't added value.
Our forefathers gave us knowledge. But we see that is where we stopped.
Is it leadership in terms of government that has not, challenged Ghanaians or led us in that direction, or is it just the ordinary Ghanaian that is not, inquisitive enough?
Let me use the good book. The book says lack of knowledge.
My people perish.
He didn't say lack of leadership. We have ceased to gain knowledge from the leaders all the way down. You see, somebody in parliament sit down there and say, "Oh, our gold, we will sign 3% for Newmont, and Ghana will take 3%, and Newmont will take 97%." I didn't say the Kenya Japan said that. Okay, why? Why do you think that a whole 270 something parliamentarians sat down and signed such, excuse my language, a stupid deal? It's because they don't have the knowledge. They don't understand the value of gold. Gold is not only for jewelry.
Yes, gold is actually not for sale.
Gold
is for trading.
Yeah, what you can investment, and medication. What you can use gold to do will blow your mind. But you see, if you understand the value of what you've got, then when you are selling it, you can say, "No, the world needs this, and if I don't give to the world." I was doing a research, and you see, in Ghana here, we are in the whole world. I think we are on the sixth producer of gold. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Look.
We are the largest in Africa, the sixth in Africa in the world.
Ghana, we produce. I think it's 2022. We produce 90 tons of gold.
Right.
Only about 5 countries lead us.
Right.
And yet we are still poor. And all these countries at the top are rich.
Right.
So why do we have these goods here and we are still poor? If you think about what we are doing to ourselves, okay, it's just because we don't have knowledge. Let me tell you something. Ghana consumes between 3,000 to 4,000 metric tons of chicken products.
Right.
3,000 to 4,000 metric tons of poultry product. We import this at a tune of $400 million
every year.
Every year. And Ghana produce 5%. 95% of poultry products are imported into this country.
Right. From Canada, from USA, from Holland, all over the place.
I've computed the figures. Okay. If Ghana is to just produce even just 20%, we will save $160 million.
All these things you are sharing with us, okay, at a point you should share with people who actually have the ability to make those massive moves.
That is my aim.
Governments, people in power, people who hold ministerial positions, people who hold parliamentary, appointment, people who are at that level.
That is my aim, Tuntum. My aim, and our team, and our aim is to, you see, this is one of the main reasons why I came to you. Okay, because I'm going to pull you into that team, and we're going to make together transform this nation. Listen, I am a critic of the MPP, and I'll criticize them for what they've done to this country. But you see, I'm not going to stop there. If even the NDC comes to power,
you continue doing the same.
Oh God, I'll be their biggest pain.
That is the right way to go.
It is Ghana that I'm interested in.
That is the right way to go.
I'm not interested in any political party. It is Ghana that I'm interested in, and I see the suffering of Ghanaians, and it's hurting. My one-day pay is what pays a friend of mine, a teacher, who has served this country, taught for 26 years. He's a senior superintendent, and his pay, my one-day pay, is more than his pay.
Your 1 day's pay?
1 day's pay is more than his monthly salary. That is wrong. That is wrong. When I work I work 12. If I go to work and it's 12 hours that I do, my 1 hour pay can feed me maybe 2 hours a day. 1 hour. In Ghana, his whole day cannot feed him. That is wrong. And that should change.
I like what you're saying.
No. It's wrong.
I like what you're saying.
My father told me something. He said, if you want to live above an average man, don't depend on one job. And I had this concept since way back 2020 when I was a teacher. I went and borrowed 2 million those days, so not this current money, 2 million from Infantaman Teachers Credit Union. And I remember 2021, I started doing business. And within a year and a half, I turned this money to 22 million in the bank. For 9 months, I've not touched my pay. Listen, there are ways, there is money on the street, but it is how to tap into it. The knowledge you need to tap into it is not difficult. You need to have a mindset and do the right things, and you can tap into such money. It's so easy. But you see, lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Interesting conversation. Let me take you to on another trajectory. Let me take you on Nana Kwame Bediako.
Yeah.
Or all of these independent political parties or movements that we have.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Nana Kwame.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered him?
Yes, I did.
Have you ever considered Kofi Cranton?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what is your first line of thought when you think of Nana Kwame or Kofi Cranton?
I like Nana Kwame. I like his achievement. I like what he's achieved. I admire his courage, and I wish he started this thing early. Okay, I wish he started this campaign, or he had the mindset to be the president of Ghana very early. You see, he held an interview, I think 5 months before he launched his whole ambition to become president, and told the guy, I'll send you the video, I have it somewhere on my phone, that people think he's the president of Ghana, or people want to become president of Ghana, but he doesn't even know how to become an assemblyman.
He said that?
Oh, yes. He said, I don't even know how to become an assemblyman.
But people evolve.
Oh, I know. I get it. Listen, you see, some of us, we look into things, and we look deep into things, okay? The question I ask myself is that, what changed?
Maybe the damage that he's looking at, the pain Ghanaians are going through.
In 5 months.
1 month can do a lot of damage.
Oh, yes, I know. I get it. I understand that. Okay, so I look into that, and I said, okay, let me dig deep into this guy and see where.
What did you find?
Tuntum, I don't want to put it. I don't want to put it on record. Okay. Because I'm not a man who normally like destroying people, because my assertion might be wrong. What I found might be wrong. Okay. In a private conversation, I can disclose it to you. I can send it to you. You can look at it yourself and make your own mind. But on a public air, no, I don't destroy people.
Okay.
It's not in me.
Okay. I can accept that.
I might be totally wrong.
Okay. So based on what you discovered, that is what puts you off.
That is what puts me off. And secondly, I am a very, very loyal person. Before he put his stamp to stand for presidency, I have pledged my loyalty, or I've made up my mind that I want to campaign for John Mahama because of what these people made me do, the NPP made me do. So I'm not a flip-flopper. And before I follow you, I have to understand that what I'm doing will get you the result, because I'm a result-oriented person. I hate to lose. I hate not to achieve. I'm not saying that it's wrong to lose or no. But you see, what I'm doing is, when I'm doing something, I sit down and I analyze, and I go through a lot to understand that what I'm doing will achieve a result.
Okay.
And I've looked at where his starting point. And there's a TikTok page that we used to go and sit down there every day and talk about all these things. And I've looked at his candidature, the process he has to go through to run the country successfully, and all that.
So you trust John more, and you are more convinced he's the guy.
Let me just finish. You see, the process Nana Kwame have to go through to run this country effectively, he's got hindrances here and there. Our constitution, unfortunately, was not written for an independent candidate.
Right.
Our constitution was written for
a political party.
Okay, so if you read Article 76, for example, Nana Kwame will have hindrances there. Okay, that he has to choose half of his
ministers or cabinet ministers from parliament.
And that is a hindrance. Now, one can say, oh, he can do a referendum and all that. But you see, it takes 9 months to get a referendum through, and the referendum has to be...
That is what I am proposing.
Yes, I know. I heard you yesterday. You see, and the referendum takes 9 months to go through. And he has to go through parliament. So the same hyenas and tigers in parliament will have to agree to your policy before it goes through the process. You see, the constitution that we have, okay, I have read through the constitution.
Is it not possible to bypass parliament to organize a referendum?
Now, you can do that, but if the parliament, the hyenas get angry, they can also impeach you because you are not following parliamentary procedures. You are the president. You can veto certain, okay, but when it comes to referendums, they have to come from parliament, have to agree. Okay, there's a whole technical issues on this. I heard Kofi Quentin mentioning all these things, and we discussed this. I have a lawyer friend. We discussed this, and we look at the whole technicalities and everything. It's not plain sailing.
But there is another argument from I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Nana Jana of Dumesuya.
Oh yes, I know him.
Okay,
yes.
Nana Michelle Baby Awubia. Nana Jana of Dumesuya said, if Nana Kwame becomes president and he has no members of parliament in that chamber, it is still good for Ghana. This is the argument he gave. He said, because the parliamentarians would want him to do projects in their constituencies, and they know he's the president and he has the power to effect that, they will now have to dance to his tunes in order for him to want to do whatever for them in their... What do you think?
It's a good argument. One can say that. But remember, these parliamentarians are coming from political parties. You see, this is where... But
you need your budget approved. You need this project continued. You need this done.
I'm coming.
And you still need the president.
I'm coming. You see...
So if you fight him on this side, the president will also deny you on that side.
I'm coming. Yes, it's true. But you see, this country is where we have a majority-led parliamentarian system. Okay? And we propose that if he can get people and put them into parliament, say independent candidate that he can help or he can work with and get them to stand as parliament or MPs, and if they win, that will have made the road more easier for him. Because you see, all you need is 60% from parliament. But if you have your independent candidate standing and they've won, then you can select them. So the 60% are your people who you're going to select. Then you can take 4% from anywhere that you like. So then the team becomes what? Your team. Okay, we proposed this. We've said, we've mentioned all these
But
things.
the fact that the parliamentarians will have to also help you in order for you, the president, to help them, don't you think it will be useful?
It will be useful, but you see, parliamentarians are not the ones who do projects. It's only Africa or Ghana that people boast of, the parliamentarians doing this project. That should be the DCs and then the MMCs and all those. They are responsible for projects. The president shouldn't be standing there that I'll give you toilet when you come. That's not his duty. The president should put down policies that will make your life or change your life, make your life better. Okay, so I've gone through his manifesto and it's fantastic. I like his vision.
He says he's going to run with 12 ministers of state.
Oh yes.
What do you think?
Our constitution doesn't allow that. Our constitution says that, I think Article 75, I've forgotten what it says. It says that the cabinet shall consist of the president, the vice president, and 10 to 19.
So he has
ministers.
12. The
So-
12 will be part of his cabinet.
12 will be part of his cabinet.
And he's saying the regional ministers will now be called the CEOs of the regions.
That's fine. You can.
He will give them tasks, he will give them, timelines, budget, and they will have to deliver or else they are fired. Don't you think these are good policies?
They are good policies. You see, the problem we have in Ghana, and I said earlier on, who police the policeman?
Right.
Okay. You can have all these nice policies. I've read through, even I can punch holes in NDC's manifesto, just like that. Okay. Even the 24-hour economy, I like it. It's a good model. It's a good idea. We need to start it because one thing that I know that it has problems, but we have to start it. So whatever you're saying, yes, it will work. There will be problems, but yeah, it will work. But you see, this country, with the consequences of not performing.
Nobody is to blame.
No.
Nobody is punished.
No.
Nobody is queried.
No. That is our biggest problem. Even the people themselves don't care. Nana was used 58 million to dig a hole. Who cares? Since that perhaps lost 53 million in, who cares? For a legal dam, $12 million is missing without a dam. Who cares? This time round, if it's supposed to be in UK, oh God, Nana will be on with the president. He'll be gone a long time. Kofi Kwarteng came and put in a policy that derailed the economy. He and Liz Trust were gone in a month.
I think he's the shortest lived, I think, finance minister ever in the UK.
Yes.
Like few days,
3 weeks.
3 weeks he's
He
gone.
was gone. Listen, they don't.
And the guy was a Ghanaian. I was so proud of it.
Yes, we were all happy. Oh, for the first time we've got a Ghanaian who's a.
You don't think it was a sabotage?
It was not. The policies he put up caused my mortgage to rise up.
Oh,
Everybody's mortgage. You see, the interest rate went from, I think it was 2.5% to almost about 5 to almost 6%. And people new buyers couldn't buy mortgages and everything. Okay, you don't come and change a policy
that affects directly people's life.
This is what, but if it's Ghana,
He would have still been there.
oh yes,
Formerly, our former finance minister was still there. He was there even when his own people were saying, no, you have to go.
that guy has caused a lot of what Ghana call financial loss to the state.
I think that guy should be prosecuted.
Oh yes, definitely. There's no two ways about that. But you see, this is what I'm saying. The consequences of misleading this country, the consequences of plunging this country into debt.
Hasn't become the responsibility of any institution or nothing.
J.J. Rollins' freedom, justice, and accountability has been lost. Because those days, you know that if you do this nonsense, excuse my language, accountability will be there. You'll be held accountable. But right now, nobody is being held accountable. Nobody's being checked. For that matter, okay, people are doing whatever they want. And that is what is plunging this country into debt. I look at the youth and I'm sad. I come here, I buy food, and I'm sad. And I'm like, God, how do people live here?
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
I see the youth walking about. I went to my mom lives in Saltpond, and I went to Saltpond, and I look around and I'm like, there's no job for the youth.
No.
There was Saltpond Ceramics, okay, which could have transformed that town. Now being sold to 5 Chinese who are there doing packaging. And do you know what? I've heard that in Commander, people are digging the clay, and Chinese are buying this clay and exporting to China to go and do tiles. Now, let me tell you something. Let me put some figures here. China last year made 25 trillion or 5, I've got the figure, from just exporting tiles. What stops us? Now Ghana, we want to use tiles to do what is stopping us from doing our own tile? We have the clay, we have Import the machine, set up the factory, and just start to produce tiles. And we can buy our own tiles to the point of exporting tiles. See, bauxite. God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I went to GSTS. My backyard was bauxite. I saw this ship coming to sit down there every day, being loaded with this clay sand and being taken away. Why do you think that a company or somebody, a white man, will come all the way to Ghana to come and buy sand? And yesterday I was doing some fact check. I said, no, you see, the bauxite is the raw material for making aluminium.
Right.
Bauxite was found in Ghana in 1921. In 1941, the first shipment left Takoradi Harbour. We know this. So from 1941, we've sat down there. What stops us from creating a bauxite or an aluminium making factory?
So you see why people support Nana Kwame.
Oh yes, and listen,
he wants to start an aluminium making company.
Oh, and this he wants to start an aluminium making company. It's in their manifesto. It's in their manifesto.
Anyway, what do you think about Kofi Krantin?
I like Kofi Krantin. I like his policies. Okay.
I want to hear the but.
I'm coming there. The man has got ideas that can help these countries. The man has got ideas that can transform this country. Now, I went to TikTok and I asked him a lot of questions here and there. Okay, most of his policies will work. Most of them are too ambitious, and it will take time to work. But you see, I believe in starting. Everything is a starting point, and once you start, you can engineer it and you can build it up. So I will give him that credit for that. But you see, I think that he set himself to fail.
Why?
Let me tell you why. You see, in Ghana, you can only win 3 elections with 3 things: the message, okay, the grassroots, and money. Not money to distribute to people, no, but money to send your message and yourself to the grassroots, to the villages, to people, for people to get to know you. You see, I said something earlier. I said 80 to 90% of the Ghanaian populace are political illiterate. They vote through tribal sentiment. They vote through they vote through I like this man who is fair. They vote through all sort of, excuse my language, nonsense things. They don't listen to the message. So when you come and you want to be president of Ghana, and you see, what pains me is that he has got more opportunity to have put himself out there than even Chada, because he started 2020. And just after the election, did you hear from him again?
He was frequenting Onuya TV. He will come every now and then on Onuya TV.
Listen, if you want to be president of this country,
you have to start early.
You have to be ambitious. Okay. Now, the reason why the NDC and the NPP have hijacked this nation is that they have done an extensive work and make sure that they don't just have people in the city and on TikTok, but they have grassroots all the way to the root. Our mothers and fathers who are in the villages don't know Kofi Krantin. I did a sampling. Okay, I call people, friends I know in the Tamale, in Sunyani, in Kumasi.
But he has the next 2 months to make himself popular.
I know you can make yourself popular in the next 2 months, but you see, when you have 2 elephants or 2 big giants who have disseminated the country and taken roots everywhere, it takes work to uproot every single root and change their mindset. Ghanaians don't just change their minds just like this by what you are saying. You see, as we are talking right now, how many people will even listen to us?
Right.
I see this on TikTok every day. You come to political talk shows and everything, and you see 50, 100 people there. Go to the sexual programs and you see 700, 800, and you see, because of my background, I can check on TikTok and see how many Ghanaians are on TikTok in a week or in a month, and you see the figures are, wow. But how many of them sat on political programs?
Very few.
Very few. And what pains me is that it's those in the diaspora who are on the political scenes. And I wanted to say this, and let me put this across. Those in the diaspora, please listen to me. We are not being fair to our people back home. We have a reference point. So we see the difference. The people back home don't have a reference point. So we should please stop insulting them. This is what I've realized. Yeah. We should please stop insulting them. Some of them,
because all they know is what they see around here.
All they know is what they see around here and what they are being told. That is the depth of their knowledge. I see a lot of them. How many of them have got phones that can even go on TikTok? Most of them use this old phones, type of phones. So they don't even have any information. It's what they hear Wuntumi TV saying. It's what they hear Onya TV saying. It's what they hear this radio saying. It's what they know. And though some of them too don't even, the information they have is wrong. I've gone around, I've done extensive work, and I sit down and I'm like, Jesus Christ. The ordinary Ghanaian is ill-informed.
Let's talk about, in conclusion, let's bring this to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the current government and their flag bearer.
Oh.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. People are going to vote for him.
Oh, yes.
MPP strongholds, MPP foot soldiers, people who are, a huge part of the party are going to vote for him.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Sad. You see, if Ghana is political literate, if Ghana, the people of Ghana understands and know the damage this man has caused to this country, not even a single person will vote for this man. You saw the landslide that we had in UK.
Right.
Okay. That is what will have happened in Ghana here. Listen, I don't care who comes to power next, okay? But I don't want him and his party to be in power.
So you would prefer to have Ekuadonko in as president of Ghana instead of Bawumia?
No. Let's
Ekuadonko is on the ballot paper.
I know, I understand that. Listen, these are all politics, so you should not understand that. Okay.
Let me change it. You would prefer to have Mahama Yarega as president instead of Bawumia?
I've not listened to the policies of Mahama Yarega. I don't know the man. I've not followed him. Like I said, I've not been in politics for long. But you see, there are 4 or 3 people that I don't mind if any of them wins.
Is Chada included?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Chada, Alan Chermantin, and then Kofi Krantin.
Okay.
These 3 people. Oh, sorry. It's JM, Chada, Alan Chermantin, and Kofi Krantin. These 4 people. Any of them wins this politics, this election, I will sit back, I will drink a bottle of wine, and I will say, thank God, we've done it.
I see. I see. Let's conclude with this question.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a yes or no question to answer.
Okay.
And maybe you want to take some few seconds to think about it before you answer.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull them up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've prepared a yes or no question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yes or no, do you think NDC can develop Ghana? This John Mahama can develop Ghana?
Yes, but with some reservations. Because I know it's not going to be easy. The country has been dismantled to a level whereby developing Ghana is going to be a tough process.
I wish you didn't explain.
Okay, all right.
I wish you maybe gave one-line explanation.
Yes, he can. From what I've seen, from what I've known, he can develop this country.
Okay. Yes or no, do you think John Mahama can bring down the dollar from 16 to, say, a single digit?
It's going to be difficult.
I wish you would say yes or no first.
Okay.
So let me repeat the question.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yes or no, do you think John Mahama, if he became president, do you think he can reduce the dollar from 16 to a single digit, below 10?
Yes, I think so. I think so. And I want to tell you why. You see, with the 24-hour economy, okay, the aim of it, the core.
And I was saying, I wish you wouldn't explain.
No, give me a chance to explain because
Okay.
I've put up a statement.
Okay, you go ahead.
You see, the core principle of 24-hour economy is to move from an import demand country to an export demand country. Now, what is killing our city is because we are taking a lot of money to go and import stuff into this country. Secondly, we have companies who are foreign, who are making money here and are taking dollars out of this country. For example, if Vodafone makes $600 million, they take $600 million out of the country. But
Exactly.
to do that, they have to change it from cedis to dollars. So with good policies and with if everything about the 24-hour economy works well and start to take effect, okay, we can move this country or the CD can come back into a single digit figure.
Yes or no? Do you think John Mahama can shut down Galamsey?
For the 4 years he's got, no. He can bring it down, but he can't shut it down.
Okay. Yes or no? Do you think the MPP will be able to prosecute and reclaim monies from corrupt NPP people?
You said the MPP, the NDC or the MPP?
Okay, let me repeat it. Yes or no? Do you think the NDC, if should win government, should win power, do you think they can be able to prosecute and win cases and reclaim monies from the hands of, people in the current administration?
Yes, I think so. We've made it clear, and we've put it across. And at the moment, from what I know, there are names and there are scandals that is being looked into. Documents are being collected as we speak, and people involved are going to be put on the stand now.
Because we also hear different stories.
I'm coming.
Let me tell you one of the stories.
Please, I'm coming. One. Now, whether the court or the court will be able to prosecute them is another story. Okay? Because you can take a man to the court, but it's up to the court to prosecute them. Now, what we've seen by the Japadia document, that this current government has failed
the Supreme Court, the High Court
with these people. So are they going to be fair to this country and prosecute? And we say, Mr. A has embezzled these funds. We have all the evidence. Can you jail him? Are they going to look into it fairly? Are they going to be fair to this country? That is another story to talk about.
Yes or no? Do you think John Mahama would want to go for another term of office after 2028?
No, it won't happen. I can boldly tell you that it won't happen.
You're 100% sure?
100% sure.
He wouldn't want to change the constitution?
No, it won't happen. It's not going to happen, okay? And because, listen to me, there are capable people in the NDC who can run this country maybe even better than John Dramani Mahama. The only reason John Dramani Mahama had a nod is that we didn't want to, or they didn't want to sell a new candidate that would take a long time for Ghanaians to get to know, because, like I said, you shouldn't be naive about Ghanaian politics. Ghanaian politics, you shouldn't be naive about it, because people can just be, I don't know this man, and that is it. Oh, I know this man. Remember, people are going to vote, and they are only going to look at the photos of the person, and they will look, oh, do I know this guy? Do I know the NDC? Do I know the MPP? And that's why they're going to vote. It's not by it's not by what they are going to do. It's not by what you've heard. Some of them are just going to look at the pictures, or are going to look at. So it's strategic for bringing John Dramani Mahama again.
But I don't think he's going to want to exceed beyond 2028.
No.
The last yes or no question.
Go ahead.
Yes or no? Do you think should NDC not win this year's election? Do you think if NDC shouldn't win this year's election, do you think they may want to start something different
Like
that may bring some form of chaos in this country? Do you think it's
listen, the NDC is not a violent party. Okay, the NDC is not a violent party. I've watched their track record. I'm a soldier. I've been to war. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq, and I know war and understand war. Now, one thing that I would say is that war is not pretty. So all those people singing this war song, they don't understand what they don't even know what they know. They don't understand war.
Right.
Now, if the MDC is to lose this election, it will be based on, one, that the election has been rigged. Okay, so if everything is done possible and everything is right, the NDC loses. The NDC will accept the loss in good faith. But it has to be right.
If it's not right?
If it's not right, then we have to challenge the mandate. Because, listen, you cannot create this hardship economy for people to live in and then rig the election again to come and continue to rule. That will be difficult to take. That will be difficult to take. Okay, you see, I tell people, I said this election is the next freedom, or the next what is the word?
Our new independence.
Our new independence for Ghana. This election is not between NDC and MPP. This election is between Ghana and the MPP. So it's between what is right and what is wrong. And it's up to you. I put before you two roads. A slim road and then another big road that lead to destruction. Choose. It's up to Ghanaians to choose.
What percentage would you give by the end of 7th December this year? What percentage do you see John Mahama getting?
If Ghanaians understood politics very well, and if Ghanaians understood...
just look at it on the surface.
On
the face value.
On the surface, I think the NDC can clock between 52, 53 percentage. I think they can clock that.
Okay.
On the surface. It can also between 51 and 53.
Anything 50 plus 1
they can do it. I've asked a lot of people. You see, a lot of Ghanaians are fed up. A lot of Ghanaians are not going to vote, including my mother, who voted MPP and then now she doesn't even want to know them. A lot of people who are going to vote are looking to vote for, or who were in the MPP who are now going to vote are looking to vote for Chada,
right,
or Alan. Okay, so that splits the vote of MPP there and there.